Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, this is Mr. Khairi Noor, Senior STEAM Educator at Next Gen Training Center. I just would like to preview the Arduino course outline with you today. So this is where we're gonna know the contents of the course itself, the levels, and the content of each level. So let's go to level number 1. So what should students learn in level number 1 in an Arduino course that we provide? So the first thing is, what is electricity? So students, for example, we ask them about their definition or their knowledge about electricity as a power source. So what is an electron? So we move with the students to the idea of electrons, and we give a clear definition of electrons, and of course this comes with studying different matters and then molecules and moving to the atom size, and then talking about the construction of the atom itself and the the nucleus and protons, neutrons, electrons, and everything. But at school students might study such stuff, but in here we use VR headsets and kits we have here in the lab, so that students will feel that they are diving inside the molecules and atoms, and until they reach the limit where they see electrons orbiting the nucleus and they can see everything clearly. Then we move to talk about batteries as power sources, and then the two kinds of electricity, AC versus DC electricity, what is the difference between them. And of course we're gonna talk about rectification circuits in short and in a very simple way. Voltage and current, what is the difference between voltage and what is current, electrical current. Arduino or Arduino Uno board anatomy, so we're gonna give them a clear idea about every single piece that is being built in on this Arduino board. Students will know every single piece, what is it named and what does it do and how does it work and function and everything. Then we will go to microcontrollers, how do they work, Arduino board generations and differences, what are the differences between different generations of Arduino, because the one that is in the image here is called an Arduino Uno board, but there are other kinds and generations of Arduino boards. So how are they different from each other, and when to use this or when to use that one, and so on. Next we're gonna talk about how to program an Arduino board. We're gonna talk about C and C++ programming. Of course we're gonna program the Arduino board through Arduino IDE. So we're gonna give a good overview of Arduino IDE, and then we're gonna move to talk about the basic building bricks and pieces in a code, which are variables and data types and data structures. And then we're gonna try to write our first code. Okay, then the first project we're gonna build is blinking an LED, which is very basic, and then we will learn about Arduino LCD, this screen here, and Arduino sensors. We're gonna have an overview only, like everything in short and in a simple way during level 1. Okay, and then the graduation project will be LED blinking plus print your name on LCD. So this is the overview of level 1. What's next? Okay, what is the student is going to learn if he moves to level 2? Okay, during level 2 we're gonna review first the content of level 1, because sometimes some students get level 1 and then after a long time they come back to study level 2. So we have to make sure that everything they studied in level 1 is mastered and they can retain or remember recall the information clearly. Then we're gonna talk deeply about electronic components like LEDs, resistors, transistors in detail, and then MOSFET transistors. This is specific ones because they can be used with programmable boards like switches. Turn on something or turn off something like a fan or light or so on. So this is very important to us to study and learn, and how to connect with Arduino boards, for example. And then capacitors, different types and measurements of capacitors and when to use them. Motor driver boards, these are the boards that are used between Arduino boards and other programmable boards for sure, and between these boards and the motors, because these boards cannot drive motors by themselves. So the motor driver boards are very important, so this is why we're gonna study them. Sensors, but deeper in this time. We're gonna dive deep into some of these sensors, how do they work, theory of work, and how to connect them to Arduino boards, how to program and everything. So we're gonna deal with some example sensors which are in my opinion are very important as introductory sensors to the world of Arduino, and good for applying some projects also. So we're gonna learn about a sensor called DHT11 or DHT22, temperature and humidity sensor, as an example. We're gonna learn this sensor, the library behind it, how to measure the temperature and humidity in a specific place, and then we're gonna use it later to connect it to the Arduino with an LCD so that we can display the temperature and humidity levels in a given place. Next, we're gonna learn about Arduino variables, Arduino libraries, and then variables and data types, but this time is deeper level. Level 1 will be a very simple idea, but this time we're gonna go deeper, and then we're gonna build a project. Let's make a digital temperature and humidity sensor, the one that I was just talking about. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connection to Arduino, which is called serial data communication. And then the graduation project will be, let's build a Bluetooth controlled car. We're gonna build a car like a robot, and then we're gonna control this car using a Bluetooth application, and we might use MIT application development tool to build the application ourselves. So it depends on available time for sure at the end of the level. So this is level 2. How about level 3? Okay, students, here again we start with reviewing the content from level 2 to make sure that they master the knowledge they gained and they are able to remember everything and recall all the information they learned. Then we're gonna move towards automation. We're gonna explain automation. They deal with different ideas and techniques of automation. How does it work? And by automation is how to make the robot do without you, okay, or not waiting for human control. So how to work autonomously or automatically. So then we're gonna deal with Arduino sensors again for the third time, and this time we're gonna dive deeper. And then variables and data types, and this time will be on an advanced level. Next, we're gonna move to how integrate more than one sensor in a code, integration of many sensors together, and then ultrasonic sensors, how do they work. And the project this time will be, let's build an autonomous car. So a car that can move in a room, for example, automatically, and then takes decisions by itself, like self-decision making. So there will be no human control over this car, and it should not bump or crash into any obstacle. Let's add more sensors to the car, like a color sensor, infrared sensor, and so on. Then we're gonna make a new project again. Let's make a line follower robot, and then we're gonna deal with something called relays, and relays are switches that can be used for controlling 220 volt devices. And then we're gonna make a project. Let's control a lamp via Bluetooth. Okay, let's control a robot arm via Bluetooth, and the graduation project will be, let's make an autonomous plant irrigation system. So by reaching this level, students will be able to master everything they need to know about an Arduino board, the electronic components. They might need different sensors, different variables, data types, all the tools they can start developing themselves after that. Thank you, and I hope you'll like the content of our course.